Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Isaiah Hill, and continuing on with my Quentin Tarantino binge, as I'm gonna call it. Yeah, movie reviews, I know, but the main reason why, I really am enjoying talking about this director is because a lot of these films I've seen multiple times, and I do greatly enjoy them. But on to the next film, which many people also consider to be his best. This one even at times surpasses Pulp Fiction, which I find a little surprising at times, actually. And that film is Django Unchained. Ooh, man. Well, Django Unchained first of all stars Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kerry Washington, and Samuel L. Jackson, and many others. Like Jonah Hill's even in it. Robert Carradine, who is, I believe he was related to David Carradine, so that's kind of eerie because David Carradine was in Kill Bill. Django Unchained is really about a former slave who joins forces with a bounty hunter in order to collect bounties, but then he wants to get his wife back. But she's in the hands of a ruthless, sadistic slave owner, and is played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, I love Leonardo DiCaprio movies. He is one of my favorite actors of all time. Christoph Waltz does a phenomenal job in this again. Jamie Foxx, I love Jamie Foxx. He can be very funny, but also very dramatic. And believe it or not, all three here have won Oscars. And it's amazing to me because Leonardo DiCaprio won for The Revenant, Jamie Foxx won for Ray, the biopic of Ray Charles, and Christoph Waltz won for Inglourious Basterds, and he also won an award for this. And Quentin Tarantino also snagged an award for this for best original script or screenplay. Django Unchained is violent, and it was notorious for how violent it was. And this film was released, I believe, on Christmas Day of 2012, I want to say. And the thing is, many YouTubers have reacted to it. I was like, whoa, that's a bit extreme because you're seeing blood fly everywhere. And I'm not talking about where blood is shooting out of the neck and going that way. I mean where blood's just they're being blown away and there's a bullet right there, like a buckshot, or in this case where the bullet penetrated, and you just see blood just paint that wall behind us. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he is honestly my favorite actor in this movie. Not to say all the other actors are bad. I just like Leonardo DiCaprio because he gives a genuine performance here. All of them do, but Leonardo DiCaprio, he is scary because he's usually playing the pretty boy, as I'm going to call it, the really hot guy that all the girls want to be with. But here, this is Leo. But Leonardo DiCaprio, I have enjoyed The Aviator, Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street is, in my opinion, pretty funny. Catch Me If You Can, a phenomenal Spielberg movie, but we're on to Tarantino. Django Unchained is very graphic, not only in violence, but into his theme, which is slavery. Slavery, by all means, is an awful thing. It is awful. And the thing is, they even make a reference to it in the beginning, slight spoiler here, where one of the slave owners says, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just doing my job. And the thing is, this is, I believe, 2 years before the Civil War broke out. And the thing is, a lot of people have said, this film, how Django teams up with a white man doesn't make sense, but it was confirmed, some Germans who supported the abolitionists wanted to help out. But then you get Kerry Washington, who plays Django's wife. Kerry Washington does she doesn't really talk that much in this movie. I believe the most that she talks in the movie is in German, slightly. But she's much more of you see through her eyes what she's doing. I mean, the main reason why I say German is because all of her other sentences are really short, I'm not doing this, that, but in German, she's speaking sometimes full sentences. Of course, you can have 2 words, you can have 3 words to make a sentence, but what I mean is, just phrases, and that's just kind of amazing considering how much Leonardo DiCaprio talks. Leonardo DiCaprio is that guy who is so proud of what he knows and what he understands. But the film doesn't shy away from the usual Tarantino, the dialogue, the violence. But this one to me is more it's more like balanced in my opinion, because this Tarantino film, like, it doesn't really show a different perspective as I see it. Like, it mainly shows Django's, and all like the other Tarantino movies, like every single character you saw from their different perspective. And that was all of them, including I believe in Kill Bill at a time. Like you saw Oren's like like uh, I'm sorry about that. Like, you got to see like what she sees, like from her point of view and from her perspective. Here, you basically see what's going on, like from Django. That's really interesting here because this one, it has flashbacks. Obviously, all Tarantino films, they go back somewhere, but it blends in and it makes sense. Like when you meet Christoph Waltz, he is not Hans Landa from Glorious Bastards. This is like complete like 180 from his character. He is like the nicest guy in the world, but do not mess with him or else he will shoot you. Jamie Foxx does a phenomenal job here. He starts off as like that slave who is so willing to get involved in bounty hunting, because that's what Christoph Waltz's character, he's a bounty hunter. And Django wants to be involved in that. And you get to see like what Django has to do in order to be that. And Christoph Waltz is shown, or in this case, Dr. King Schultz. Leonardo DiCaprio's character's name is Calvin Candy. And the thing is, Schultz said that he practiced dentistry. You can kind of see like how they butt heads, because like dentists and candy, you can Calvin Candy's teeth are all rotten out. He's basically supposed to be like this very like rotten person. And Dr. King Schultz, like, he's like this really like upstanding person. The shootout, everyone talks about the shootout. The only reason why I facepalmed to that is because every time I hear the shootout, people are like, it's the greatest thing in a Tarantino movie. And I was like, wow, like, it was pretty high too from what I heard. But to each their own, like, I love this film. But the thing is, like, a lot of people, like, do not agree, like, it's, like, some Tarantino fans say it's great, like, it's one of his best movies. Some people say it's actually one of the, not his best, which I can see. And some people say it's like the worst. I have actually heard people say this is the worst Tarantino film they ever seen, solely because of the topics. Quentin Tarantino has a knack for these characters. Django Unchained shows it. Like, it makes it even clearer on the DVD, like, what's going on. It's like written and directed. He's letting you know. And this is the 7th film of Tarantino. And honestly, Glorious Bastards #1, Pulp Fiction is #2. Number 3 is Kill Bill. Number 4, number 4 goes to Reservoir. Like, I've been like trying to like think of this because I watched these movies before I give a proper review. And Death Proof is like the last one. It's number 9. Like, I'm sorry if you really enjoy it, but me, I think it's, don't get me wrong, I don't hate the movie. I can watch it, but I just don't think it had like that factor as some of the other Tarantino films, in my opinion. But Django's like number 5 at most. It's number 5. Because this one, it is long. This is an over 2 hours long. Now, runtime I usually can let pass, but some people, like, sorry, I got like some stuff going on here. Like, my face has been sore. But some people like look at this film like, I don't know. Like, Tarantino is not just violence. Like, if anything, he's even spoken of that he's against violence. And people are like, oh yeah, and this film is notorious for the use of a racial slur. It is used 113 times. I did not count, someone else counted it. And you can find it anywhere. You can find it on IMDb, you can find it on the internet, you can find it, I believe, like in anywhere practically, because Django Unchained was brought up extensively. Leonardo DiCaprio even was reportedly said he had to stop because he was saying so many racial slurs, and it was only after coaxing from Samuel L. Jackson that he was able to finish. Christoph Waltz, he's like complete opposite, and he deserves the Oscar. Quentin Tarantino's writing is phenomenal here, and I think it is some of his tightest writing. In my opinion, because like Glorious Bastards, like the writing to me is Tarantino's best because it's like so perfect. Sorry about the motorcycles, guys. That it literally works so much better, and you almost would be like, how would that work? But it does. Django Unchained has a lot of stuff like actors that appear and like that. You'll be like, Like Zoe Bellia makes an appearance, but it's like brief because she hides her face like with a mask. Robert Carradine, like I said, if you don't know who he is, he's like related to David Carradine. Like it's a long line in the Carradine family, and he's also in Revenge of the Nerds. I don't know if you guys know that film, but if you do, let me know in the comments. But Django Unchained, what's interesting about it is, when people talk about it, it's either really high or it's really low. Like, there's like no in between. It's like, alright, Django Unchained is either the worst Tarantino movie or it's the best Tarantino movie. I can personally say I don't think it's his personal best. Many people, like, even like scholars, like some people, like, someone even told me they think that Tarantino's best film is Pulp Fiction. And Pulp Fiction is like his most famous. But Django was pretty famous. I believe Django's like his highest grossing. If Once Upon a Time in Hollywood doesn't take it down, then that's pretty impressive. But overall, Django Unchained, I'm going to give an amazing. I love this film. And not to mention the soundtrack is awesome. I love the soundtrack to where I download it on my phone. The soundtrack's amazing. I highly recommend it. I'm going to put a link down in the description below for Django's song, because Django's song is awesome. I love that song. Like, honestly, I don't know if that song was nominated for an Oscar. If it was, it should have won. Because as a song, I can just relax to. It's so chill. And like how the guitar comes in. This film, I believe, many people are either too hard on it or they give like too much praise. Now, there's nothing wrong with too much praise or too much hate, like for a movie, but this is what I mean. Some people say, "Oh yeah, it's either really good or it's really bad." There's not, "Oh yeah, it's great, bad, or good or horrible." It's none of those. And my rating scale, like bad, horrible, bad, good, great, amazing. Like, not many people will be like, "Oh yeah, well, Django Unchained." Like, some people will be like, "Oh yeah, I'll give it a great." Some will say I'll give it an amazing. But I never heard it reach a horrible or a bad. It's just good, great, or amazing. I give this film an amazing because I love it. It's amazing to me. I remember watching this on Showtime, and it was like really like late at night. And I was like, "Wow, I want to watch this." And the thing is, Quentin Tarantino he doesn't fail me with like his movies. Like, sometimes movies are hit and miss for directors. I believe like Steven Spielberg's 1941 was a miss because it was like he even admits like it was his own arrogance. It was like he had like box office success. Quentin Tarantino's films usually don't surpass like $500 million, and which is kind of amazing. And this film, I recommend people check it out. But if you are like if you don't like a lot of blood, or if you're like very sensitive, in my opinion, like the usage of racial slurs like that, I would not recommend this film. This film is definitely not for kids because I actually heard people say like some of their kids have seen this, and it was big. And it was big, like, because where I heard, because when I was going to school, people were like, "Oh yeah, Django Unchained, Django Unchained, Django Unchained." This is coming from like 12 and 13-year-olds. And the thing is, it's up to the parent. Like, if the parent believes their kid can watch it, let them watch it. but just as long as they don't start committing acts like this, because I don't want to look on the news and say there was a Django-esque like violence spree. This is a film that I don't believe that many people should be like, oh yeah, let's just watch it. This is a film you gotta know who Quentin Tarantino is. You can't just say, oh yeah, I just want to put it on. That's the case. It's Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was a movie that people said they didn't get, and that was the whole thing of it. I could see it, but overall, Django Unchained gets an amazing. My favorite character in the whole film is actually Dr. King Schultz. My favorite actor in this film is Leonardo DiCaprio. Jamie Foxx, he is a phenomenal in this role. Seems, and I think it was written for him. I don't know, but Kerry Washington, she plays the nice silent type. And Samuel Jackson, I forgot to touch on. He plays a very brutal, like slave. Like he's brutal. Like he's a house slave, I believe, and he adores candy. Like he wants nothing bad to happen to him. And the film has an awesome ending. You guys, I think people should check out Django Unchained. And that's it out of me. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you wish to see more of my reviews like this or my Let's Plays, subscribe. If you think that your friends will be interested in stuff like this, or they know someone that will be, share it. If you want to ask me anything or request something, like I've been saying, throughout the whole week of Tarantino, this was a request. Yeah, it wasn't in the comments, but a close friend of mine requested it. And just comment down below. Look out for the link of the Django theme in the description. Thank you guys so much for checking out the videos. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. My name is Isaiah Hill, signing off.